Good afternoon, everyone. This is your host, David John Oates, for the weekly Reverse Speech Show, where we look into the minds of our leaders and celebrities and explore the world of reverse speech. We've had lots of interesting shows over the years. We've looked at over this year. We've looked at metaphors and categories and UFOs and all sorts of things, and we will continue to bring you all the latest cutting-edge reversals. So we have a new president-elect, Donald Trump, which is absolutely marvellous that he got in. I'm very, very pleased. And, of course, for those of you who've been following my career for a while, particularly the last 15 months, we've been presenting the reversals of Donald Trump, and which has shown him to be very congruent. And I want to read an extract from my book, Unveiling the Truth. This was released about 3 months ago. And this is what I said about Donald Trump. Donald Trump hit the political scene with a splash in June 2015. Having never held political office and with no political experience, he tore through the primaries, beating 17 other candidates to win the nomination of the Republican Party. Why was he so successful? Well, to put it simply, he was congruent and concerned for America. His backward messages matched his forward speech and created great power. The citizens of America unconsciously perceived this congruity and concern and responded accordingly. Let me read that last line out. The citizens of America unconsciously perceived this congruity and concern and responded accordingly. See, reverse speech is a communication process. We're hearing the reversals of each other all the time. It's an active part of what human intuition is all about. And so as Donald Trump spoke, you were hearing his reversals. And as Hillary Clinton spoke, you heard her reversals. So there you go. So, Donald Trump has been congruent and steady and strong for the last 15 months, and Hillary Clinton has been dishonest and a crook. I mean, it was as simple as that. And the good won the election. So I'm very pleased about that. All right, got a few announcements to make. I am having my very first ever webinar on Sunday afternoon. Starts at 12 noon Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern. It's a general introduction to reverse speech. If you want to join this webinar, I would love to have you join. We have about 100 people registered so far. Go to reversespeech.com, and up the top of the blog post you'll see a link to the webinar, and then you can just click on that link and join the webinar at 12 noon Sunday Pacific. Okay? And I've got a nice little PowerPoint presentation all put together. So it should be pretty good. Yeah, I've been sitting around. I haven't done a lecture for over a year, and I was sitting around 2 or 3 weeks ago thinking I want to do another lecture. I like doing lectures, so I thought, I know what I'll do. I'll do a webinar. There we go. I got 6,000 names on my list. Surely I could fill a webinar up. So I have. So there we go. So Sunday afternoon, 12 noon Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern, and go to reversespeech.com. Scroll down to the blog post, and you'll see an invite to the webinar there. Come along and join. I'm planning on going 90 minutes or so, but I may go a lot longer. It depends on the interest and who wants to stay. And, I've got 33 years of reversals here. It's not like I have a shortage of material. Actually, I've got to do something. I've got a 5 terabyte hard drive on my computer, and it's getting filled up. I've got to get another hard drive. So much research. Just incredible stuff. All right. The other announcement I've got to make is the training class starts next weekend. Saturday, November. Is it Saturday or Sunday? Hang on, I better check on that. It's the 19th of November anyway, which is a Saturday. Okay, so the next training class starts Saturday, 19th of November, which is next weekend. If you want to learn reverse speech, if you want to participate in an amazing field, and be one of the pioneers of this field, because there's very few practitioners out in the world today, come in and join the training class. I've still got 5 seats left. We've got 15 people signed up. I'm cutting off at 20, so there's still 5 seats left. So go to reversespeech.com and click on the training tab up the very top of the page, and that will take you to a page that tells you all about the course and a means to sign up. Okay, so there are my 2 announcements. The webinar on Sunday this weekend, and then Sunday the 13th this weekend, and then the training class next weekend, November the 19th. Okay, I'm going to introduce a new category to my show, which will start next week, and that is the best reversals submitted to me for the week. And I get quite a few reversals submitted to me during the week, and I go through them and pick some of them for the show. So if you want to submit me reversals that you have found, email them to backwards@reversespeech.com. That's BACKWARDS, backwards@reversespeech.com. And I don't know what I'll do for the best reversal of the week. There'll be some sort of prize. Not too sure what that'll be yet. I'll work something out. Maybe a gift certificate to the Reverse Speech shop or something like that. But anyway, new category starting in my show, starting next week, the best reversals submitted to me for the week. So there we go. Okay, if you want to call in and talk to me during the first hour, the toll-free number is 844-769-2944. That's 844-769-2944 in the United States. It's a toll-free number. Call in and we'll put you on the phone and you can have a chat with me. Tell me what you think about reverse speech. What do you think about the election results? A lot of news in the media today. All right, we are going to look at the best of Donald Trump in the show today, seeing he's now the new president. But first off, I'm going to play some reversals from the night of the election when he knew that he had won. So here we go. Here is the forwards.
Thank you. Thank you very much, everybody. Sorry to keep you waiting.
And here he says in reverse, "You're the best America."
Well, there's no America can't. Well, there's no America can't. Well, there's no America can't.
And very similar to his other reversals. And then we have a reverse on the crowd.
Thank you very much.
And backwards they're saying, "We love you." That's a little bit different from the crowd chanting for Barack Obama in 2008 when it was "Thank you, Satan, thank you." So "We love you" is a far better chant to get from the crowd. I'm sure you would agree. Okay, all right. So there we go. And let's have a look at a next one on Donald Trump. And, oh, yeah, here he's calling for healing.
So that we can work together.
And here he says, "Heal with us."
You with us? You with us? You with us?
Yeah, calling for healing and reconciliation, which is of course what he should be doing at this stage of the game. And here we have the next one.
Thank you all. And Lara, unbelievable job. Unbelievable. Vanessa, thank you. Thank you very much. What a great group.
And this one says, "America, we give her son."
America, we get the sun. America, we get the sun. America, we get the sun.
In other words, it's a new day dawning for America. And the sun has come. and we are giving the sun to America. So there you go. That's a bit of an encouraging reversal. Okay, and here we have another one.
We have got tremendously talented people up here, and I want to tell you, it's been very, very special. I want to give a very special.
And here he says, "We let no one rape."
We let no one rape. We let no one rape. We let no one rape.
Yeah, so he's going to crack down on his law and order promise, is how I would interpret that. And here we have another one.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy.
And backwards it says the same thing. Oh boy, oh boy.
Oh boy, oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy.
Okay, so there we go. And now we're going to look at some reversals when he met with Obama in the White House. Okay? And so this is Obama.
Okay. Well, I just had the opportunity to have an excellent conversation with President-elect Trump.
And here he says, "You'll send the burden."
We'll send the burden. We'll send the burden. We'll send the burden.
Send the burden of office on to Trump, passing the baton. Okay? And then we have Obama in all his classic style with this reversal.
We all want what's best for this country. That's what I heard in Mr. Trump's remarks last night. That's what I heard when I spoke to him directly, and I was heartened by that. That's what the country needs.
And this reversal says, "Seen you blank 'em."
Seen you fnack 'em. Seen you fnack 'em. Seen you fnack 'em.
Which is what he has done in his 8 years of office. Totally destroyed America. Left with a $20 trillion debt. That's trillion with a T. Unbelievable figures. How can anyone have a $1 trillion debt? A $20 trillion debt? $20 trillion. That's incredible. I can't fathom those kind of numbers. All right. Okay. So here we have Donald Trump at the White House.
This was a meeting that was going to last for maybe 10 or 15 minutes, and we were just going to get to know each other. We had never met each other.
And this one says, "Send in new people."
Send in new people.
Send in new people. Send in new people.
Which, of course, what he's going to do is bring in his brand new administration. We will be vetting his nominees, doing reversals on the people he appoints to his administration, and we will keep you abreast, just as we did through the election campaign. I will keep you abreast day by day of everything that's happening in the President-elect Trump setting up his cabinet and organising the transition. So there we go. Okay, all right. Now we are going to look at the best of Donald Trump over the years now, over all of 2005. Now, I haven't played many reversals on my own on this show. I've tended to keep the political reversals for the Jeff French show. But anyway, here we go. So we're gonna do the best of Donald Trump, and we're just going to go down the list. So here's the first one.
In all fairness to Secretary Clinton, yes. Is that okay? Good. I want you to be very happy. It's very important to me.
I think this is from the first debate, and he's a little bit condescending forwards, a little bit condescending backwards. He says, "Yeah, goddess, sing."
Yeah, goddess, sing. Yeah, goddess, sing. Yeah, goddess, sing.
Yeah, so he's just being a little bit sarcastic, I think. All right, here's the next one.
But it's not 650. It's much less than that. But I could give you a list of banks. I would, if that would help you.
And this reversal says, "You are scared."
You are scared.
You are scared. You are scared.
Yeah, you are scared. Talking to Hillary Clinton. Okay. Now here is probably qualifies as the most bizarre reversal of the whole election campaign. No idea what it means. It's on Donald Trump, so let's just play it and we will ponder its significance.
So I just left some high representatives of India. They're growing at 8%. China is growing at 7%, and that for them is a catastrophically low number.
And this reversal says, there's another planet, NASA, the best thing.
Yes, the mother planet, NASA, the best thing.
Yes, the mother planet, NASA, the best thing. Yes, the mother planet, NASA, the best thing.
So there we go. There's a bit of a mystery. There's another planet, NASA, the best thing. Maybe he's going to announce a Mars mission, a mission to Mars. That'd be pretty cool. Maybe that's what the reversal means. Yeah, would love to see a Mars mission in my lifetime. That would be absolutely fantastic. All right, okay, so here we have the next reversal.
Well, I think I did a much better job. I built a massive company, a great company, some of the greatest assets anywhere in the world.
And here he says, I must see a buck.
The must see the buck.
Oh, the buck. I must see the buck, sorry.
The must see the buck.
The must see the buck. The must see the buck.
Nice congruent reversal. Obviously, he's got to see the buck in his businesses. That's the way he will get successful, isn't it? Okay, here's another one.
They were holding you
not
back.
Not question holding back, no, but they're not giving support. They don't give the kind of support.
And this reversal says, show thunder.
Show thunder.
Show thunder. Show thunder.
Yes, and he did show thunder too. He showed so much thunder, he won the election. All right, here's the next one.
The most important thing I showed in the debate, and as you saw, virtually everybody other than, some crooked polls said that we won the debate easily, was that Hillary Clinton, after being there for 30 years, has done practically nothing except talk.
And this reversal says they saw the crook.
That's all.
That's all. That's all.
Yeah, so there we go. That's his crooked Hillary in reverse. All right, next one along.
Thousands in Iraq. We have wounded soldiers who I love. They're great. All over the place. Thousands and thousands of wounded soldiers.
And this reversal says, all know she's worse.
All know she's worse.
All know she's worse. All know she's worse.
Yeah, talking about Hillary Clinton, I guess. She's worse. Here's another one talking about Hillary Clinton.
For example, here she is tonight in public pretending not to hate Catholics.
And this reversal says, I hear her con.
I hear her con.
I hear her con. I hear her con.
And yeah, that one pretty much speaks for itself, doesn't it? All right, here we have his famous America reversals. All through his reverse speech was the word America. Here's the first one.
Absolutely. I mean, I don't notice Swedish people knocking down the World Trade Center. So why? And I came out very strongly against the mosque being built virtually
and
across
so did
the
I.
street.
You and I were on the same page. Okay.
And America now. Never heard the word America on any of the other candidates in the presidential election. Saw no love of America in any other reversals. Trump was the only one that used America in his reversals, which is another reason why he won. Okay? And here we have another one using the word America.
And I will see you soon. I'll be back very soon. Thank you very much. Thank you.
And this reversal says, America to serve God.
America to serve God.
America to serve God. America to serve God.
I think I think Trump's going to bring back the Christian principles to America. Christmas will be at the White House once more. Not in Jewish Hanukkah, as they had one year with Obama. It's Christmas. It's America. Absolutely. Christmas will come back. All right, here's the next one.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
And this reversal says, America, wake up.
America, wake up.
America.
Yeah, okay, so we're calling America to wake up. And here we have another America reversal.
Merry Christmas. Remember the expression Merry Christmas? You don't see it anymore. You're going to see it if I get elected. I can tell you right now.
Didn't I just say that forwards? Christmas is going to come back? This reversal says, America, you got it.
And everybody got it.
Yeah, there we go. All nice and clear there. All right, next one on Trump.
The rest of the world is not doing it. If you look at China and if you look at other places, they're not doing it. So if we're clean over here, but essentially right next door you have everything spewing up, they're not doing their job.
And this reversal says, and they actually believe it.
And they actually believe it.
Yeah, so there we go. That's another reversal on Trump. All right, here we have him again.
There's a big question mark on your head. And you can't do that to the party. You really can't. You can't do that to the party. You have to have certainty. Even if it was a 1% chance, and it's far greater than 1%.
And this reversal says, we hate Hillary.
We hate Hillary.
Yeah, there we go. And I guess that message got across. All right, next one along.
You know, the question was, what do I think? And I gave my opinion a few times over the last few months.
And this reversal says, I am big on it. So whatever he's talking about forwards, he's big on his opinion, and which makes it a congruent reversal.
I'm big on it.
Yeah, there we go. So I am big on it. All right, next one along.
I'd like to know, Anderson, why aren't you bringing up the emails? I'd like to know. Why aren't you getting
brought up
to the bottom?
emails.
No, it hasn't. It hasn't. And it hasn't been finished at all.
Okay, he's having a bit of an argument with the commentator, and backwards he says, is that it?
Is that it?
Yeah, we have to go to our break. We'll be back right up.
Do you struggle with your weight? Are you frustrated or discouraged? Think you've tried everything to lose weight? Tired of weight loss products that promise results and don't deliver? There are 12 main reasons why you struggle with excess weight and have a difficult time losing it. From overeating to hormonal imbalances, an underactive thyroid, even sleep problems, and even dieting itself. The truth is, the 12 causes of weight loss problems are all addressed by one product, Royal Velvet. You, yes you, can join the scores of Rinse listeners who have stopped the madness and no longer struggle with weight issues. Maybe you've heard them talk with Jeff about their amazing transformations on his show. Simply go to RoyalVelvetNow.com, click on the weight loss section, and learn the truth about the real reason obesity is a deadly epidemic that you can avoid. Then click on the Rinse icon in the upper right-hand corner, and you will be on your way to a healthier, slimmer, more youthful you. RoyalVelvetNow.com. Your life will never be the same.
Would you like to change your life? Maybe access your deepest potential? Do you have blocks that hold you back, or long-term issues you haven't been able to resolve? Then Reverse Speech Session Work is for you. With Reverse Speech Session Work, your voice is recorded and then analysed for speech reversals. These reversals will give a detailed look into the unconscious mind and pinpoint precise reasons for current behavioural problems. Then following another recording, a series of metaphoric journeys into the unconscious mind are mapped out and delivered to you. These journeys will change deep unconscious structures and hence current behaviour. Change your life today. Sign up for Reverse Speech session work. Go to www.reversespeech.com or call 503-568-7077. Okay, we are back. We're looking at the best of Donald Trump over the entire 15-month campaign. Incidentally, my guest in the next hour is Dick Allgire, remote viewer from Hawaii. He's been on the program before. He's got a few reversals to play us in relation to his remote viewing, I guess. I don't know, I've got him here. Haven't listened to him yet, so we'll listen to him live on the show. So don't miss the second hour. Dick Allgire, remote viewer from Hawaii. All right, we are looking at the best of Donald Trump. We just played Is That It? Incidentally, if you want to call in and speak to me, I love getting your calls. The number is toll-free, 844-769-2944. That's 844-769-2944. Okay, here's the next one on Donald Trump.
It's catastrophic in certain ways, but she wants to go to single payer, which means the government basically rules everything. Hillary Clinton has been after this for years. Obamacare was the first step. Obamacare is a total disaster.
And this one says, see the fan of Satan.
See the fan of Satan.
See the fan of Satan. See the fan of Satan.
Some people said this says, see the plan of Satan, but there's a clear F. I'll play it again. Listen to the clear F there.
See the fan of Satan.
See the fan of Satan. See the fan of Satan.
Yep, there we go. See the fan of Satan. Referring to Hillary Clinton, of course. Here's the next one along.
But whether we like it or not, there is a problem. And we have to be sure that Muslims come in and report when they see something going on.
Well, this reversal's a bit aggressive. Makes Muslim dead.
Makes Muslim dead.
Makes Muslim dead. Makes Muslim dead.
Probably means makes them ineffective, so they can't wreak havoc on America. All right, next one along.
If you collude in business or if you collude in the stock market, they put you in jail. But in politics, because it's a rigged system, because it's a corrupt enterprise, in politics, you're allowed to collude. So they colluded, and actually I was happy because it shows how weak they are. It shows how pathetic they are. But it takes two guys, long-time politicians, to try and get together to try and beat Trump, and yet they're way behind. And I said to myself, that's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. And here's the key. I've only been doing this for 10 months. I haven't even been doing it very long.
And this reversal says, you see that they will snap. They will snap.
You see that, they will snap. They will snap.
And again.
You see that, they will snap. They will snap.
And they certainly did snap because a couple of days later, this was Ted Cruz beating up on him. A couple of days later, he was out of the campaign. So they did indeed snap. All right, here's another one on Trump.
No, it's not going to be the Trump doctrine. And you know what I say? It won't be the Trump doctrine because in life you have to be flexible. You have to have flexibility. You have to change.
This verse says, got a warning that there's God.
Got a warning that there's God.
Got a warning that there's God.
Yeah.
Got a warning that there's God.
Wonder why a warning that there's God. Hey, let's play that again.
Got a warning that there's God.
Got a warning that there's God. Got a warning that there's God.
A little bit of a strange reversal. Anyway, there you go. All right, so next one along.
And the poll just came out, and I'm tied with Jeb Bush. And I said, oh, that's too bad. How can I be tied with this guy? He's terrible. He's terrible. Hillary Clinton was the worst Secretary of State.
And this reversal says, harassing paparazzi.
Paparazzi. Paparazzi. Paparazzi. Paparazzi. Paparazzi. Paparazzi.
Indeed. All right, next one.
To Hillary, to her family, and I said to myself, I can't do it. I just can't do it. It's inappropriate. It's not nice. But she spent hundreds of millions of dollars on negative ads on me, many of which are absolutely untrue. They're untrue and they're misrepresentations. And I will tell you this, Les.
And this reversal says, heal my throat. And he had a sore throat that night, apparently.
Heal my throat.
Heal my throat. Heal my throat.
This is from the first debate, and he was drinking water constantly. Here's a classic reversal. I love this one.
When he gave up that email thing, he said, "Here, Hillary." And you know what? That was orchestrated by the Democratic Party.
This reversal says, Hillary, let's see this email.
Hillary, this email.
Hillary, this email. Hillary, this email.
I mean, what are the odds of that happening by pure coincidence? Yeah. All right, okay. So, next one along. From Hillary, let's see this email. We are looking at, what are we? This one here. Oh, this is a Hispanic woman rushing up on the stage.
Oh, let me see that. Where are you from?
I'm from Colombia.
Colombia. And is this a setup? Did I ever meet you before?
Huh? I'm Hispanic and I vote for Mr. Trump. We vote for Mr. Trump. Yes, Mr. Trump. We love you. We love you. All the way to the White House.
And here she says, Mr. Trump, we worship him. Wow. How's that, hey? Okay, we have a caller on the line. Todd, are you with us?
Oh, hey, how's it going? Yeah, really quick, just wanted to ask if God had been used in metaphors prior that you guys or anyone out there, reverse speech people, had picked up, and if so, in what context? Just kind of in light of Trump's not newfound Christianity, but his congruent reversals referring to God. I'm a Christian. I'm a bad Christian, but I know Jesus and God. So I'm kind of impressed with that. But keep up the good work, and not to make light of bad subjects, but if you ever get suicided in the back of the head, Dave, you're going to have a lot of people up there that are on your side. All I'm saying.
Well, let's hope that doesn't happen, mate. So,
let's hope not. But I heard the Michelle Obama reversal about. Let me tell you about this guy Oates or something referring to that. Right. Plus, you've talked to the FBI or the CIA or whomever when they picked your brain. So, not saying that's going to happen. I'm just saying you're on radars, bro. So, but keep up the good work, and I really, really hope very soon or within a few years this can be all brought in courts of law, that we can really use this to prove things, but it's just paradigm. It's like watching The Matrix, okay? But anyway, I'm out of here. Thanks so much, you guys, and God bless.
Thanks, Todd. Thanks for the call, mate. Appreciate it. Okay.
Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye. All right, that was Todd. If you want to call in and talk to me, the toll-free number is 844-769-2944. That's 844-769-2944. Okay, we just looked at Mr. Trump. We worship him. And here we have the next one.
And so should the Republicans shut down the government rather than fund Planned Parenthood?
Well, I don't know what's going to happen. I guess they're doing it right now as we speak. Again, I'm in my office in New York, and I guess as we speak, they're going for a vote of some kind.
And this reversal says, I am the man.
I am the man.
I am the man. I am the man.
Yeah, there we go. I am the man. Nice and confident. Okay, here we have the next one.
Anyone who tells you that the core issue is the needs of those living here illegally has simply spent too much time in Washington.
And this reversal says, Hillary evil.
Hillary evil.
Hillary evil. Hillary.
So he's obviously talking about Hillary. All right, next one along.
We need strong borders. We need we cannot give amnesty. Now.
And backwards, it's America.
It's in my beacon.
It's in my beacon. It's in my beacon.
Certainly does use America a lot in his reversals, doesn't he? Okay, here we have a rather clear one coming up.
You have to be careful. That could hurt me very badly.
And here he says, then I build America, want to bully that little faggot. Wow. Nice and clear. Been a few discussions over who the little faggot is, and the general consensus is he's talking about Obama, but we don't know, do we? All right, here we have the next one on Trump.
For 10 hours, but it's unfair to the viewers. It's too long. You know, the Democratic debate, if you look at it, that was 2 hours and it was too long. Everybody was bored at the end. They want to make this much longer than that.
And this one says, I was the one and I believe it.
I was doing it. I believe it. I was doing it. I believe it.
See, there's that confidence.
I was doing
it. I believe it.
See, there's that confidence of Trump. I am the man. I was the one and I believe it. Then I build America. And so you got all these positive reverse speech messages bombarding the American psyche, and no wonder he won, you know. If any politicians are running for office and they want to get their reversals in line, then give me a call. There you go. I'll work for politicians, get your reversals in line, and then you win the next elections. How about that, hey? Okay. All right. So next one along.
Al, they're liking me. What happened? What happened? I went up. I was supposed to go down. I love the vets. I do more for the vets than these politicians don't do anything for the vets. They talk. So what happened? I went up in the poll. Right. Oh, that's very nice. Wow. See, who knew that was going to happen? You know, they say Trump will say things so we think he's going to go down, and he goes up. And they say, you know why? Because people like honesty when you think about it. But that was great.
And this reversal says, this will not kiss Hillary.
This will not kiss Hillary.
Huh.
This will not kiss Hillary.
This will not kiss Hillary.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, all right. So next one along. Here we go.
Because the United States is represented by incompetent people and or dishonest people, and we're going to have that practice stopped. We're going to use our toughest, our smartest.
Oh, here's a bit of a negative reversal. It'll blank me up.
It'll blank me up. It'll blank me up. It'll blank me up.
Okay, we have a caller on the line. Austin from Philly. Austin, you're on the air.
Hey, hi, David.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing well. I just wanted to congratulate you and tell you how much fun I've had following reverse speech through the debate. I've been following you since the 90s. I kind of discovered it in my own way when I was a kid. And then in the 90s, and then in the 90s, you know, when you started coming on air. So I've been following you since Clinton was in office. And,
wow.
It's just been a blast.
I remember all those Clinton sexual reversals that I came
out with. Oh, right, yeah, sure. And, you know, and then you were just as hard on Bush. For people who think that you're being partisan, they can go back and hear Bush and then Obama. And then now, you know, here in Philly, I mean, people around here are just freaking out. They think, you know, basically we've elected the next Hitler. And everyone's just going nuts. I'm very serious. And reverse speech has kept me very calm through this whole thing because it has been right on the mark. And there was really, it was almost like, you know, kind of this dark point, you know, watching it unfold for me because it was not just watching the election unfold, it was which of these realities is true? Is it the mainstream reality or is it the alternative reality, you know, furthered by things like reverse speech? They can't both be true. Which is it going to be? And the reverse speech, the reality that reverse speech showed turned out to be true. Yeah. So I just wanted to congratulate you.
Oh, well, thank you, mate. I appreciate it. It's always nice nice to know I'm making an impact. And, I've had a few people email me say that I influenced their vote. So there you go. I had my little influence in the American election. So that's pretty cool.
Well, I voted for Gary Johnson, but whatever, yeah.
Okay, no worries.
No worries at all. Not at all. Not at all.
Right,
I think it needed to
Austin,
happen.
for the call.
And history unfolded. Yep.
Okay, no worries, mate. Speak to you soon. Okay, bye-bye. Okay, that was Austin from Philly, who were talking about reverse speech. All right, so here we have... I've played that one. Okay, so here we have the next one on Trump, and this one here.
Especially when others who have done far less have paid so dearly.
And this one says, Hillary was deaf.
Hillary was deaf.
Hillary was deaf. Hillary was deaf.
All these reversals about Hillary, putting Hillary down. I mean, gee whiz, it's got reversals about America, and then reversals putting Hillary down. Well, here's another one with Hillary. Okay, here we go.
But when he won, I really thought, at a minimum, that he was going to be a great cheerleader for the country. And he's not even a good cheerleader. There's very little I can say positive. He killed Bin Laden. He didn't kill Bin Laden. He gets so much credit for that. Okay, excuse me. Excuse me.
And this reversal says, Hillary's sure going to be done.
Hillary's sure going to be done.
Hillary's sure going to be done.
And, of course, Hillary was done, so he gave an accurate prediction. I just want to pick up on one of the points that Austin made about there's no partisan politics involved in this. And, I received a couple of emails accusing me of bias in the Trump reversals, but honestly, there's no bias. I'm just documenting what I find, and the negative reversals aren't there to document. They've only got the positive ones. And like the caller said, I came down hard on Bush, and Bush is Republican. There's no partisan politics here. I'm just a researcher. And, of course, I've had help in finding these reversals with other of my practitioners, and they've all found the same things. And, of course, as these election results should have shown, they really have vindicated reverse speech really quite amazingly. Because basically what transpired is what the reversal said would transpire. Hillary would go and Trump would be in. So we've been pretty much vindicated by the election results. All right, next one on Trump.
Could also be China. Could also be lots of other people. It also could be somebody sitting on their bed that weighs 400 pounds, okay? You don't know who broke in to DNC, but what did we learn with DNC?
And this one says, see all the dead men.
See all the dead men.
See all the dead men. See all the dead men.
See all the dead men. The body count following Clinton, I would imagine. That's how I would interpret that. All right, next one along.
You know what? If I just accomplish that, where you can get the people that you vote for, I have millions of more votes than Cruz. If you add up the different primaries.
And this reversal says they'll blank with little people.
No fluffy little people. No fluffy little people.
No fluffy little people.
Yeah, there we go. All right, next one along.
I didn't clarify, John. Look, these people on minimum wage, number one, I said about states, and I think it's very clear, and I think it's a good idea.
And this one says, United States, God blessing our woman. Yes, share our woman.
United States, God bless our woman.
United States, just United States, God blessing our woman, sorry.
United States, God bless our woman.
United States, God bless our woman.
So those who say that Trump is sexist, well, this reversal proves the opposite. He respects women. He is concerned for women. God blessing our women. Okay? So, I don't know. All the accusations they threw at Trump and reversals tell a completely different story. All right, next one along.
Now, Trump by that time will be 5 million votes because of California and the size of California.
And this one says, they are feeble, we are fed up.
We are feeble, we are fed up.
You're seeing, folks, why Donald Trump won the election. These reversals are all congruent. They tap into the fears and tap into the concerns of the American people. We are fed up. They honor America. Shows that Donald Trump is concerned about America. And yeah, they're all very congruent reversals. Here's a few more America reversals. Here we go.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. I love you people.
This reversal says, wake up, America.
We can. We can. We can. We can.
And that's what he was doing, calling for America to wake up. Yeah, here's another wake up reversal.
Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you. Thank you.
This one says, wake up, we are the best America.
We can. We can. We are the best America. We can. We can. We are the best America. We can.
Yeah, so there we go. Wake up, we are the best America. And the next one along.
Thank you, everybody. So here's what happened. I got here, and they all said, we have a great crowd. We don't have time for the national anthem. I said, yes, we do. We have time for the national anthem, right?
And this reversal says, we love America.
You know, be very careful. You know, be very careful. You know, be very careful.
And the next one along.
Congratulations to everybody.
And this one says, we love you.
We love you. We love you. We love you.
Yeah, nice concurrent reversal. And next one along.
To me, always the number one security threat to the United States is nuclear. That's our biggest threat. It's our biggest risk.
And this reversal says, yes, then I need this oath.
Yes, then I need this oath.
Yes, then I need this oath. Yes, then I need this oath.
Yeah, needing the oath of office to help with America's threat, nuclear. I wonder what he's going to do with nuclear stuff. I don't know. We'll see. Interesting that Putin came out and said, congratulated Trump on his victory and said that we've just avoided World War III. Which is exactly what Hillary Clinton's reversal said. We're going to war. I'll bring us war. Future tense reversal, if she got into power, that's what would have happened. I agree with Putin. We have just avoided World War III. All right, next one along.
She represented, got him off, and she's seen laughing on 2 separate occasions, laughing at the girl who was raped. Kathy Shelton, that young woman, is here with us tonight.
And this reversal says, wow, it's so crazy.
It's so crazy.
Oh, no, just it's so crazy, not wow. Sorry, just it's so crazy.
It's so crazy.
It's so crazy. It's so crazy.
Yeah, and see, all these reversals are either congruent or they're supporting America. So there we go. There we go. Donald Trump will be the 45th president of the United States, and we wish him all the very best. As Barack Obama said yesterday, if Donald Trump succeeds, then America succeeds, and it's going to be a very interesting 4 years or 8 years. Depending on how it goes. Very interesting 4 years anyway to see what he's doing, and I will be right on top of it with reversals, following him the whole way. And we'll use reverse speech to monitor the progress of the presidency. So nice to have someone with nice reversals. That's just a marvelous relief. My lady in Canada, who helps me find reversals, said to me this week, well, who are we going to fight now? Hillary's gone. And, no new villains have emerged yet, but I'm sure they will. We just wait and watch and see, and we'll see we'll see what new villains emerge for us to look at over the next few years. But anyway, like I say, we will be on top of Donald Trump. Okay, so here's let me see. Here's a couple of reversals on Mike Pence, okay? So let's run this one.
Today we have a $2 billion surplus and the highest credit rating in the nation. And since I became governor, Hoosier businesses, large and small, have created nearly 150,000 net new jobs.
And this reversal says, and the sole purse rely on me.
And the sole purse rely on me.
Huh.
And the sole purse rely on me. And the sole purse rely on me.
All right, next one.
I fought every single day for taxpayers and fiscal responsibility when I was a member of the Congress of the United States.
Okay. Did I need this remark with her members?
Did I need this remark with her members?
Did I need this remark with her members?
All right, no worries. We'll be back after the break with my guest, Dick Allgire from Hawaii. Would you like to change your life? Maybe access your deepest potential? Do you have blocks that hold you back, or long-term issues you haven't been able to resolve? Then reverse speech session work is for you. With reverse speech session work, your voice is recorded and then analysed for speech reversals. These reversals will give a detailed look into the unconscious mind and pinpoint precise reasons for current behavioural problems. Then following another recording, a series of metaphoric journeys into the unconscious mind are mapped out and delivered to you. These journeys will change deep unconscious structures and hence current behaviour. Change your life today. Sign up for reverse speech session work. Go to www.reversespeech.com or call 503-568-7077.
Known worldwide as the most consistently fascinating, informative, and unique program on radio, the Jeff Rense program can be yours to listen to anytime, anywhere, whenever you want to hear it. For pennies a day, our subscribers can download any of Jeff's thousands of programs featuring a treasury of newsmakers, researchers, eyewitnesses, and incredible subjects, all in MP3 commercial-free, crystal-clear 56-bit digital sound, and take these often unforgettable programs with them wherever they go. As a subscriber, you can also listen live at airtime, online, anywhere in the world, or browse through our archives of over 6,000 hours of legendary broadcasts. Subscribe now by taking the link at the top of Rense.com and enrich your mind with the most unique panorama of vital information and the best independent, honest journalism in radio. Look for the Subscribe Now link on Rense.com and give yourself the knowledge you need for these unprecedented times. You're listening to the Rense Radio Network, nationwide and worldwide on the net and at Rense.com.
David John Oates Reverse Speech Show, and it's a great pleasure to welcome to the program Dick Allgire for his second appearance on my show, and certainly not the last. Dick, welcome to the program.
David, hello, aloha from Hawaii. Can you hear me? Am I on? Is my audio all right?
Yeah, you're on. You sound great. You sound like you're right next door to me. So there you go.
Well, good.
So how have you been keeping since the last time we had you on? What's been going on in your life?
Oh, I've been very, very, very busy. We've been doing this Time Cross project for Dr. Courtney Brown, which has remote viewers trying to perceive next month's news this month. So we do a session 1 month and then see if we're predicting what is going to be the big news event of the next month.
Oh, wow. That's an interesting project. Are you having any success?
Oh, yeah. We've had some pretty good success. When was I on last? I guess it's been 6-7 months.
Yeah, it's been about 7 months, yeah.
Yeah, well, that's just when we started this. We began this in April. And here's the way it works. It was there have been 4 viewers taking part in this. It began with Dad Smith and myself. So we sat down in April, and our goal was to know that there's going to be a major news event in May. Okay. And we have to get our session done and published prior to the end of April. Okay. So we've been putting those up as a video. We do them on camera, on video, and you can watch them. And we put what we believe is going to happen in May up in April, and then we watch and see what happens, and then we look at that and we put up a video comparing it. So we've done actually quite well. It's been pretty good.
Wow.
You know from reverse speech that the subconscious can do predictive work, can see what's coming over the horizon. When did you first notice that in reverse speech?
Oh, probably around about the mid-90s. It started to make sense, and then I saw it more and more with my clients and future tense reversals, and saw them all coming true. And yeah. So I've been noticing for about 20 years. But,
is that something that you expected and went looking for, or is that something that kind of rose up and bit you in the face and you went, oh my goodness, now we understand what that was?
Yeah, it's something that rose up and bit me in the face. Most of my discoveries with reverse speech has been like that. It's just been documenting reverse after reverse, and one day you have an aha moment. Right, I've seen that 20 times now, so the unconscious must do this, if that makes sense. So I've used reverse speech to teach me rather than the other way around. So.
Yeah. Well, I remember the first one that I heard was a reversal that you did on yourself, where you were unexpectedly driving somewhere and you had predicted.
Yeah, let me get that reversal up. That's actually a classic reversal. Let's see if I can pull that up real quick. The story was I did a radio interview in London.
Hi there, health fans. Dick Allgire.
Sorry. I'm got something going. Okay.
Oh, I thought I pressed something wrong there. I'm thinking, what?
No, that was me. I'm trying to get something that I can play over the air. We'll get into that later, but okay, sorry about that.
Okay, so
let's hear that one.
I did a radio show in London and found, I didn't find it. One of my analysts analysed the tape and found this reversal here.
It's the most powerful way because you can hear it in straightforward everyday English. But, we are hardwired to tell.
And backwards it says, on the highway, there's a chill here.
On the highway, there's a chill here.
On the highway, there's a chill here.
And 2 weeks later, I was due to fly to Bend, Oregon, but the plane was turned around because of snow. So I hired a car, and within an hour I was driving in a thick blizzard on the highway. So the reversals predicted 2 weeks in advance what I was going to be doing in the future. Now that was an aha moment when I realised that. I go, oh my God, that's exactly what the reversal said. So, yeah.
How do you have all of these? You must have thousands of them, and I just brought that up. We didn't plan this, and you played it like 15 seconds.
Yeah. I got a pretty good filing system on my computer. Sometimes it takes me a while to pull them up, but I've got folders and subfolders and categories and So,
boy, it's a lot of work to do what you do. I just getting ready to do this show. You talked to me a couple weeks ago, and okay, well, I'll talk to David. So I played around finding some reversals in something that I had published, and just excerpting those clips. Now, you have special software to do it, and you do it for a living, but it's a lot of time and effort. I've got to hand it to you.
Oh, it is. It's what kept people out of the field for so many years. It's a very time-intensive, consuming process. I mean, you see me play all those reversals on Trump on the air, but what you don't see is the hundreds of hours I spend at the desk finding those reversals to play on the air. So.
Well, then once you find them, you've got to edit those down, and so that you can just hit play.
That's right.
And that's a lot of work. I spent an hour last night putting about 6 together. Oh, by the way,
yes, sir.
Man, your work on rents during the election was just heroic. I mean, I've known you for years, and I've always respected you, but I've really got to hand it to you. That was amazing work you've been doing. When they'd have a debate, and you'd be on a day and a half later with the reversals. That was good work.
Oh, thank you.
Work.
Yeah, this was a very rewarding election cycle, especially when Trump won. I felt vindicated. I thought, hey, the reversals have shown themselves to be true. So
yeah. Well, I've been listening to your work, and it's one thing when you hear something that's historical, or even a famous person said something a year ago. You were doing it almost in real time. I mean, this was like there'd be a debate, there'd be a speech, and then you'd tell us what was really going on with them just almost immediately. Yeah. The immediacy of it was what I really enjoyed, and the fact that it's so important to all of us.
Yes, of course.
So we have a lot more invested in it than hearing Marilyn Monroe or some famous person of old. But yeah, good work.
Marilyn Monroe is interesting, but Donald Trump is current. So, yeah.
Yeah.
That's great. Actually, I had a few people email me saying they changed their vote as a result of listening to the reversals. So,
oh, really?
Yeah, so there you go. I have my little influence in the American election, even though I can't vote in America. So that felt good.
Well, that's really interesting. Congratulations. I was I never really liked Hillary Clinton. I mean, she's just, how can anyone like her? I kind of bought some, when I first saw Trump, I think, well, man, this guy is a reality TV show. He's a little flamboyant. And then it was Rentz's, Rentz kind of got me on board, and then your reversals, because the guy is so clear.
Yep. I've never seen such congruity in a public figure. Never. Oh, no, that's not true. I did once in Israel's prime minister about 20 years ago, who was assassinated. I can't think. Rabin, I think. I'm not sure now. He had very congruent, supportive reversals, but I'm sure it was Rabin. He was assassinated anyway. So, but other than that, I've never seen such congruent reversals in a public leader.
Yeah, Trump was, he's really something. Well, you'll have a lot more to do as he becomes president. I guess you'll keep
yeah. Yeah, I'll keep up. I've got to find a new villain, though, as I said in the last hour. Who's my new villain? And then someone emailed me and said George Soros, so there you go. Maybe he's our new villain.
Yeah. Have you had people that you trained do reversals in other language? I would assume so.
Yeah, minimally, not a great deal. I've trained a couple of analysts in German, and they're finding, if someone's bilingual, they're finding reversals in both languages. Interestingly enough, sometimes reversals will start out in one language and halfway through the sentence will switch to the other language. So that's it. So you have reversals in two languages. That's really quite fascinating. And I've also trained a couple of people who are Spanish speaking. Actually, one from El Salvador, and he actually has a practice down in El Salvador and uses reversals. He was on my show a few weeks ago playing Spanish reversals. So yeah, it's occurring in the language that we are speaking in, is what I assume.
Yeah, it's just such a fascinating field. Human beings we are so much more complex than we give ourselves credit for, and that we understand. We may be multidimensional beings. We may be living lives simultaneously in other dimensions. It's possible.
Wow, that's fascinating. Is remote viewing able to tap into any of that?
No, it's just I've heard that more from the New Age community, people that have had near-death experiences, and my theory for that is there's something very complex is going on. If our subconscious or our superconsciousness, whichever you want to call it, is able to form phrases backwards while we're talking,
right.
That means we're far more complex than we realize.
Absolutely. Yep. Absolutely.
And you assume that the listener is hearing this and it's sinking in on the other end. So there's a translation going on too, right?
Yeah. Well, I have examples of whole conversations in reverse, where questions are asked and answers are given, and you'll see this dialogue transfer in reverse. So yeah, reverse speech is a communication process. We're also hearing.
Oh, that's an interesting one. You'll have to. Have you done a show with Jeff Rentz on that? You should.
No, I haven't. Let me see if I can pull up a whole conversation real quick for the listeners. So we're going a little bit off track here. We've got to get to your.
Oh, that's okay. I'm as interested in talking to you, interviewing you, as being interviewed myself. So it's a two-way.
All right. So here's a quick whole conversation. The scene is that I had a young couple come over to my house and wanted me to demonstrate reverse speech. So I taped them, recorded them, and then this is right at the end of the recording where I'm talking about winding up the recording to find reversals. So here's the forwards.
You can't deny it. You can hear it. You can see it in action. You can see it work. I mean, it's the most provable theory I think that's ever been put forward.
Well, that's right. We were so sceptical when we read your leaflet, but then when we heard it,
there it was.
Yeah,
it's like that with everything.
Yeah. Since our interest is only really curiosity level, do you reckon that might just be enough to see?
Yeah. I was just about to suggest it.
Yeah.
Who knows? I might have not even said it backwards.
Okay, so there's the conversation. The first reversal's on me, and it says, hear what I say. Here's the forwards.
Yeah, it's like that with everything.
So here's reversal. Hear what I say. And now the next reversal is on him. Here's the forwards.
Since our interest is only really curiosity level, do you agree?
And here he says, now let's listen. Here we go.
Now let's listen. Now let's listen. Now let's listen.
So we're about to stop the tape to find reversals. He cues off my reversals, hear what I say. Then he says, oh yeah, now let's listen. Then he says this.
Level, do you reckon that might just be enough to see?
Yeah.
And then he says, this is funny. He felt funny finding reversals, and then I say this.
I not even said it backwards.
And backwards I simply say, listen.
Listen.
So we have a whole conversation about listening to the tape. So let me run just the reversals themselves. Just listen to this. Here we go.
Now let's listen.
Listen.
And again.
Now let's listen. It's funny. Listen.
Okay, hear the whole conversation, Dick? We're talking about mind reversals. So fascinating stuff. Yeah, there you go. And,
so that would explain why you get a gut feeling about someone, when you talk to them and you just like, hey, I like that person, or, oh, I don't trust that person, or that person makes me kind of edgy, or we're getting all kinds of cues.
Right. Yes, we are. Yeah. And it's not just through reverse speech. There's a whole bunch of other forms of unconscious communication that we haven't even discovered yet. But, we are communicating constantly and continuously, not just in reverse, but I'm sure, like I said, maybe there's energetic sound vibrations. Who knows what we're going to discover yet? But one thing reverse speech has taught me is the unconscious mind is alive and active, very much involved in our everyday life. Of course, you'd know that through remote viewing too. So.
Yeah. My remote viewing instructor, the guy that I trained with for 18 years, the first thing he ever taught me, he said, I'll teach you the secret of the universe. The secret of the universe is communication. Everything communicates on multiple levels. Everything communicates. There's information being exchanged. And he's not a new age, airy-fairy kind of guy. He was a military guy, but he said, this was all, if you look at the Big Bang, if it was one thing and it all expanded out, we're part of stardust, we're part of every planet, it's all interconnected.
Yeah.
All vibrating in some level at frequencies that, there are frequencies upon frequencies upon frequencies that are vibrating and being picked up and communicating. So, interesting stuff.
Yep, exactly.
Reverse speech. It's really fun to try it for yourself. Now, I've had no formal training. I don't really have. I'd like to, but I don't have time. I'm so busy with remote viewing and doing video projects. And things, but someday I should take a little class from you to get I've kind of bludgeoned my way into it almost by accident because I have a video editing program called Final Cut Pro, and when I have a clip, I can hit the J key and the clip will play backwards.
Watch the lip movements. You'll see the lip movements mouth out the reversal when you run the video backwards. Watch that.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. It takes your breath away to see it. Yeah. You run video backwards and the backward lip movements will mouth out the reversals, which is incredible stuff. Right.
That's a good one.
Yeah, watch out for that, Dick. Yeah, I want to get into.
You can lip read backwards.
Yes, you can. Incredible. I've been wanting to get into that, but I just don't have time.
Maybe I'll pioneer that.
Oh, that'll be awesome.
I'll do some testing on that.
Yeah.
Wow, that's great. So I was doing when you video edit, you want to select an in cue and an out cue. Someone will be saying something and they have a little, they're humming and hawing, and then they get to the point and now they say what you want. So you want to get the cursor to go right to where they say now is what you want them to say. So I back it up to find that point. I was backing up myself doing a remote viewing, and the subject of the remote viewing was Hitler. And all of a sudden I hear, he's a Nazi. And I went, what?
Oh, right.
And it was me talking backwards. He's a Nazi. Yeah. And I went, wait, I thought I was going backwards. Then I played it and I realized, yeah.
Yeah, pretty amazing stuff, isn't it? So now you got some reversals for us, but we'll play them. We've got about another minute or two before the break. We'll play them in the second half. So so these reversals you've got, where are they from?
I did. It's getting back to our time cross project. I put up a 5-minute video explaining why I didn't do a remote viewing session for November. And I spoke without a teleprompter, without unscripted. I just turned a camera on and I spoke for about 3 or 4 minutes. Okay. And that's something I want to ask you after the break. So I took that and I listened to it and I got a few reversals. So it was.
Oh, okay. All right. Good.
We'll explain it when we come back. It's some pretty good ones.
Oh, good. Yeah, I haven't listened to it. Actually, I had trouble. I couldn't open it in my software or Goldwave. I could only open it in a Windows Media Player. So anyway,
okay. Well, I think I can play it on my end. I need to ask you how you play things so cleanly. But can I play a dirty word? Can I play SHI word?
Yeah, of course you can.
Okay.
I do it all the time.
All right.
I do it on Jeff Rent's shows too. I just say.
Yeah, he's been loosening up a little bit. There's some expletives are allowed on. I guess it's because it's internet, you know.
Yeah, it's not as.
We've all heard those words.
Yeah. And they do come out in reverse. So that's the way it is. But yeah, no, I can play it. I can play them off a computer here. I've got Windows Media Player up, so no problems at all. So, yep. Okay, so what's the latest in the remote viewing community? Any conferences or anything coming up?
Well, they just had a conference in September. That was the one that you went to, the IRVA conference.
Yeah, right. Okay, all right, we have to go to our break, Dick. We'll be back right after this, folks, with reversals that Dick Allgire has found. Don't touch that keyboard.
Do you struggle with your weight? Are you frustrated or discouraged? Think you've tried everything to lose weight? Tired of weight loss products that promise results and don't deliver? There are 12 main reasons why you struggle with excess weight and have a difficult time losing it. From overeating to hormonal imbalances, an underactive thyroid, even sleep problems, and even dieting itself. The truth is, the 12 causes of weight loss problems are all addressed by one product, Royal Velvet. You, yes you, can join the scores of Rinse listeners who have stopped the madness and no longer struggle with weight issues. Maybe you've heard them talk with Jeff about their amazing transformations on his show. Simply go to RoyalVelvetNow.com, click on the weight loss section, and learn the truth about the real reason obesity is a deadly epidemic that you can avoid. Then click on the Rinse icon in the upper right-hand corner, and you will be on your way to a healthier, slimmer, more youthful you. RoyalVelvetNow.com. Your life will never be the same.
Would you like to change your life? Maybe access your deepest potential? Do you have blocks that hold you back, or long-term issues you haven't been able to resolve? Then Reverse Speech Session Work is for you. With Reverse Speech Session Work, your voice is recorded and then analysed for speech reversals. These reversals will give a detailed look into the unconscious mind and pinpoint precise reasons for current behavioural problems. Then following another recording, a series of metaphoric journeys into the unconscious mind are mapped out and delivered to you. These journeys will change deep unconscious structures and hence current behaviour. Change your life today. Sign up for Reverse Speech Session Work. Go to www.reversespeech.com or call 503-568-7077.
All this noise from the election. Actually, that's kind of...
Okay, I think we're back. Hey, Dick, you with us?
I'm here.
Okay, all right. So let's see if I can play these reversals. Let me see. Here we go.
That's kind of true. I'm going to explain that. That's part of it. The first reason.
Okay, all right. So it's going to work.
Okay, let me set this up and explain what you're going to hear and what I was doing. Okay. This is a statement I made, and it's on. I put it up on YouTube. We've been doing this Time Cross project with the Farsight Institute, and each month we publish a session the month before that people can watch and see if the top news story the next month has been described in the remote viewing session. I didn't do one for November. So in October, I sat down and I said, you know what? The only thing people are going to care about in November is this election. And that you can't remote view front loaded. Like I can't sit down and say, okay, who's going to be president, Hillary or Trump, and do a remote viewing session on that. That's just way too much front loading.
Right.
So I made this statement. Also, I had some health problems in October. I got a really bad infection. I had a little tiny cut on my thumb.
Uh-huh.
And I swim in the ocean, and there's a lagoon here in town that maybe is not so clean where I swim. And my nail bed got a little bit inflamed and infected, so I went to the doctor, and the doctor said, well, that's called a paronychia. It's an inflammation of your nail bed, and it's painful, but we'll give you some antibiotics and soak it in Epsom salt, and you'll be fine. Well, I wasn't. A couple days later, my thumb looked like a bratwurst. I mean, it was really painful, really big. And then I noticed that it went up to my wrist. And then the next day, it was up my arm, going up my arm really fast. So I went back to another doctor, and they said, they gave me injections, and I was on 3 different really powerful antibiotics for a couple of weeks to get this under control. So that's part of the reason I didn't remote view in October. So it was too noisy because of the election. It was because I had this infection, and so I'm discussing that. And so I just sat down, turned the camera on, and so in the forward speech, I'm explaining this that we're doing this remote viewing project. We've been looking ahead, and I think the first one is where I say, we're looking ahead to see if we can determine if we can perceive next month's big news event. In reverse, I say, I had to look some.
Okay.
I had to look some.
Okay, so here's the forwards.
Actually, that's kind of true, and I'm going to explain that. That's part of it. The first reason is...
what's the verse to say again?
I had to look some.
I had to look some.
See? Oh, no. Yeah. No. This one is see the future. See the future.
Okay.
See the future.
Oh, yeah.
See the future. We've had remote viewers.
Okay. See this future is what I heard.
Okay. Play that again. See you have a better ear for this. See the future.
Yes, this.
See the future.
Yes.
We've had remote.
That's okay. It means the same thing.
Okay, so that was the first one. Now the second one is, again, I'm talking about the project. I'm talking about remote viewing. I'm talking about how we're doing how we're doing this experiment. And this is where I say backwards. In forward, I'm saying, okay, we're trying to look ahead. And this is where I say, I had to look some. I had to look some.
Okay, so here we go.
Sure.
That's the end of see the
remote viewers doing a session 1 month to look ahead and see what's going to be the major news event the next month. Precognitive telling of the news. It's been fun. We've been doing pretty well. I've done some interesting sessions.
Okay, here we go. I had to look some. Here we go.
Sections. I heckled them. And it's very interesting.
Yeah, there it is.
There I was. I'm talking about remote viewing, And I say, see the future, and I had to look some. And then the third one, the next one is I'm still talking about this project, and I'm talking about how noisy it's going to be in November. I'm explaining, look, remote viewing, you have to be really quiet. You can't be front-loaded. There's just too much noise over this election. There's too much debates and too much talking. And what I say backwards is, hear my voices. Hear my voices.
All right, so here we go.
And it's very interesting. It's fun. And the results have been good, and I want to continue it. But this November thing, man, everybody have one sip.
Oh, yeah.
One sip.
Absolutely. You're not bad at this, Dick. Here, I'll do it again.
My November thing, man. Everybody have one sip. Everybody have one sip.
You're not too bad at this, Dick.
I'm so proud of myself, David. I found these. You know, it's interesting because you don't find there's a lot of garbled stuff, but when you hear a reversal, you hear it, and it's not you saying something like, "Oh, my blue shoes float."
Yeah.
You know, it's not gibberish words. That it's not a phrase that doesn't have something to do with what you're talking about. I mean, I'm talking about remote viewing, and I say, "See the future." I had to look some, hear my voices. That's
totally congruent. That's one of the things that convinced me that the reality of reverse speech back in the late 80s when I was trying to work it all out was the reversals were related to the forward dialogue. And I'm saying, how can this be, you know? I mean, like, for example, the famous reversal man will spacewalk. When I found that, I was running the whole tape backwards. And the first thing I heard was spacewalk. And then I thought, oh, gee, what's this? And I ran it forward and heard Neil Armstrong on the moon. I go, wow, what an amazing coincidence. And, of course, obviously it was a lot more than a coincidence, as I realised as time went on. But, yes, it's that contextual basis of reverse speech that convinced me back in the early days.
Yeah. Okay, the next one is not so clear. This one is, I'm talking, there's a pretty long clip, and what I'm saying is forward. I'm saying that this Time Cross project, because we're front-loaded, normally when you do a session, you have no idea what it's about, what the target might be, or even who gave it to you. You just sit down with a bunch of letters and numbers, and it could be anything. So it's somewhat front-loaded to say I'm going to look at next month's news event.
Okay.
So I'm explaining that, and I'm saying, you know, this isn't really part of my protocol, but I'm doing it anyway to see if we could do it. And I'm kind of hesitant about this protocol, this procedure. And backwards, this is a complex one. You know, usually there are 3 or 4 words. What I hear is, you're lucky you put up with this shit. And it's not as clear. I want to get your ruling on this, because you may go, well, maybe not, or you might hear something else. So first you'll hear me talking about the protocol being somewhat questionable, and then I say, you're lucky you put up with this shit.
Okay, so here we go.
Oh,
that's the
end. That was the last. Violates my method of remote viewing because you're supposed to be totally blind. It's very difficult to sit down and say, what's the next news event? It's too much front loading. But I've been doing that because I wanted to see if I could do it.
I'm hearing you're lucky it's officer shit.
Do it.
It's officer.
Officer shit.
Yeah, officer shit. Officer. Okay, it's a metaphor. A metaphor comes up occasionally. Person in charge. I don't know. What are you talking about? Forwards again? Talk about the protocols.
I'm talking about the protocols of this project that we're doing. Yeah.
Well, that makes sense. Officer shit. This is the officer. This is the protocols that you follow. The organisation. Yeah, no, that's congruent. Yeah.
Okay. Very good.
So that's
and
what
then we have one more that is, I'm talking about how noisy it is in November, that the election is there's too much conscious mind going over the election and the whole consciousness of humanity. I said the whole Western civilization is just a buzz with this election. And backwards, I say, hey, Hillary.
Oh, okay, here we go.
There really is. The consciousness of humanity, the entire field of consciousness of certainly Western civilization is just humming at this intense frequency on the election. I mean, it's so ugly and it's so noisy. Hey, Hillary.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Hillary.
Yeah, there it is.
Hey, Hillary.
Amazing stuff.
This works. I'm here to tell you this reverse speech stuff is true.
Yes, it is. It certainly is. Yeah, welcome to the new world. I don't know whether it's going to be accepted in my lifetime. I hope so, but I'm beginning to think it won't. It's going to be a long-term project for society to accept this. I mean, the implications of it are just profound, just staggering.
Well, here's the thing. Courtney Brown is convinced that there's an awakening coming, and that's why we're doing this time cross, is he wants to prove remote viewing once and for all. He wants us to do the big event and publish it publicly before it happens. And then we will see people open to this new realm of consciousness that things like remote viewing and reverse speech are accepted and are, scientifically accepted.
Yeah.
Okay, I think there's one or two more. I was talking about the same thing about how noisy it would be in November, and I think I say Hillary hates it. And now this would be if I'm talking about the election and I say Hillary hates it, that would be a precognitive.
Yes, it would. You've tapped into the outcome of the election. Okay, that's what you've tapped into.
Okay,
right, let's play it.
It's tough. And when you have all this noise from the election, just can't do it.
Hillary hates it.
Oh, it hates it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it hates it.
Yeah.
Oh, it hates it.
Yeah, there we go.
Actually, that's kind of true, and I'm going to explain that. That's part of it. The first reason is
what happened? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I thought you were talking. I was thinking, his phone is faint. Okay, so you're saying?
Is there one more? I think there's one more where I was talking about my thumb being infected. Did I put that on? I'm talking about, I need to soak my thumb in Epsom salt, and I say, and it was hurt.
Oh, okay, let's have a look.
Oh, it aches it.
No, that's the last one.
Oh, it aches it. Oh, okay. Oh, I didn't dub that. I was so busy last night. Well, I'll send that to you another time. But it was another congruent one because I was speaking about my infection and that my thumb really was killing me. I couldn't even hold a pen to write. And backwards I say, and it was hurt.
Yeah. Nice and clear and straightforward, isn't it? So, yeah.
Yeah.
So, Dick, how's the remote viewing community going in about embracing reverse speech? Are we making any progress in that area?
I think so. When I am on your show, when I mention reverse, I have people that are in reverse speech. Well, there are people that are in the remote viewing community that comment about reverse speech to me. Okay. I put out a video about remote viewing Hitler, the fact that he didn't die in the bunker and died an old man. And that's on Vimeo, by the way. People can go to Vimeo and look for, what did I call that? What really happened to Adolf Hitler? And I got a number of people that contacted me and said, well, we do reverse speech and we found the same kind of things with reverse speech. And they were very interested in the work that you did on Kennedy.
Oh, okay. Right.
Yeah. So there was a lot of cross communication when we did that show together with Jeff Rense. So yeah, people that are into remote viewing, I know that everyone that went to the conference that you went to, was it about 7-8 years ago? They all were favorable. They all were highly, they praised you. So, and they bought your tape. I guess it was on tape back then. Your instruction series.
Yeah, it wasn't tape back then. Not on tape anymore now. It's all digital nowadays. So, yeah.
When you first started doing this, did you have like a cassette tape recorder or what was your technology back in the day? How did you, it was cumbersome, huh?
Yeah, well, I had a big reel-to-reel player as well as a auto-reverse car cassette player that I'd modified to play backwards. And then I had a homemade amplifier. Very, very simple equipment, an old Commodore 64 computer, if you can remember that far back in those days. So yeah, reel-to-reel and a car cassette player modified. That's what I was using.
And then you had to use 2 tape recorders to just push play record to record them out?
That's right.
Archive them.
Yeah. And I used to carry cassette tapes around. I had each cassette tape for each reversal, and I'd go and do lectures carrying these 2 big boxes of cassette tapes. And I'd pull one out, put it in the tape player, play the example, then get the other one out. It was very, very cumbersome. So
and then you probably progressed to a DAT, a digital tape recorder.
Right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Yep. Yep.
And now what, you have software that you developed, or what kind of?
Well, we have we have software specifically for reverse speech. It's our own package that actually my right-hand man, Jeff Toth, got designed for us, and it's a wonderful software program, fully functional sound editing studio. It'll play forwards and backwards in the variable speeds. It'll allow you to dump the reversals in professional format, like you hear me play it forward, then reverse at 3 speeds. That's all done within the software. So it's just absolutely amazing, and you can do transcripts on it. There's a transcript box to type out your transcripts as you go, and you can get all these connections. So so that's a great software package. It's included in the price of the training program. And for those of you who are still on the fence, training starts next weekend, November the 19th. So sign up now. Call me on 503-568-7077. 503-568-7077. There, Dick. Have to plug my training class.
Yeah, no, good. And you do that online?
Yes, it's done online.
So if I was in Hawaii, I tune in at like 2 o'clock Hawaii time for an hour. You give a lecture, and I get the software, and then you.
Absolutely. Yep. Starts November 19th. Yep.
Oh, technology is so great. When you sit down, when you take, like, let's say, I didn't hear your. Did you do Jeff Rense yesterday on the election outcome? I'm a day behind, Jeff, because I record it and then I listen without commercials. But let's say you have somebody record like their when Trump gave his acceptance speech. You record that, and do you just sit down and you go to the end of it and just start playing the whole thing from backwards to backwards and listen?
I actually work through it from forwards. I go forwards 3 or 4 seconds, then run that back, then progress the next 3 or 4 seconds and run that back.
Oh, okay. So you listen to what they're saying forward.
Right, yeah. I like to do that because I like to get a context. It makes it a lot easier to interpret the reversal if you can get a context for the forwards. I didn't used to do that back in my early days to avoid projection, but I do now because I'm pretty confident. I document what's there and not what I want to be there. So.
Well, I guess I assume you develop an ear for the. Is that the hardest part of learning it? Is developing an ear for hearing when the.
Yeah, that is absolutely the hardest part. It's you see, you've got to recognize that unique tonality when you're running the tapes backwards. Reversal will have this very unique sing-song tone, and if you can recognize that and find that, that's half the battle. But it takes me months to train students to get to be accurate and good. So, it's like learning any other language. There's a learning curve, and you've got you've got to ride through that learning curve. And the new students who are starting, of course, we've got a lot of homework, about 15 hours a week of homework to be done every week. And that's when you start to learn, when you're starting to go through the tapes and finding the reversals.
Do you find more reversals when someone is speaking extemporaneously and passionately? Like the ones we just played of me, that wasn't scripted. I wasn't reading I was a professional television news anchor, so I can read off a teleprompter and sound pretty convincing, but you're reading. If somebody's reading a speech off a teleprompter, are they still giving you good reversals?
Yes, but not as many. Point of fact, media is actually the worst place to find reversals because it's all left brain dominant mainly, unless they're passionate, although Trump was pretty easy to find reversals on. But the best place to find reversals are in casual conversation when people are in good rapport with each other. And you'll find them scattered all throughout the speech in the casual conversation. They're everywhere.
What I found listening to myself when I remote view is I'm doing a remote viewing session, and oftentimes I pause and I kind of mutter to myself, so it's let me see, and some good reversals come out of that.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, under the breath statements or mutters or mumbles are a great place to find reversals. They really are. Yeah, I found some good reversals in laughter.
Really?
Oh yeah. Let me see if I can.
Play one. I want to hear one of those.
Oh, you want to hear one in laughter? Okay, here we go. So here's. I think this is my birthday.
Happy birthday!
Oh, thank you.
Yes, yeah.
58 I am. Okay, so here's the laughter.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, and backwards she says, Dave happy.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, God, that was great.
You like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, right in the laughter. So that's a classic.
Man, that's good. Oh, you might need to do some of these on Jeff Rentz's show just to lighten things up. It's been so heavy the last couple of months.
Well, I've told Jeff the next show we do has got to be a light, general reverse speech show, introducing people to reverse speech.
Yeah. You got to play that laughter one and get some more. That was beautiful.
That's a great little example, isn't it? Yeah, Dave happy.
Do your students? Do a lot of people go find themselves and I've only done it twice and I've done it on myself.
Go find. Well, I actually advise people not to do their own reversals to start off with. It's hard to find your own stuff. You'll have much success. You'll have much more success doing other people. So I actually encourage my students not to do themselves until they're well into the training course. Okay, once they've got projection down on pat. But your reversals were okay. All the ones we played were quite good. So you're obviously not projecting. You're finding what's actually there. So
Yeah, it's hard to develop an ear for some of the ones you play on Rents. I think, God, how did you find those? You don't really hear them, and then you slow them down, and it's so obvious. Like, yeah, they are saying that, but
I know.
In the midst of all that, sometimes it's hard to get them. You have a great ear for it.
Many years of work, I can tell you. A few years ago, I went back over some of my very first tapes and the very first reversals I found back in the 80s, and I cringed at some of them, going, "Oh my God, how could I have documented that?" But I found enough genuine stuff that kept me on the right track, But going back over some of my early ones, I go, "Oh, yuck! I couldn't have documented that back in that tape." But anyway.
Yeah. You know what I found interesting is that mostly they're very often sing-song. Trumps are not as sing-song. Trumps are more declarative and...
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. Yes, he makes statements is what he does. Yes, you're right. Yeah.
Strong man. I think that's what I got out of your reverse speech on him is his strength and his veracity. The fact that he's he's saying the exact same thing.
Yeah, yes, he's a very genuine guy, very rare to see in politics or anywhere, actually. I think, look, I made a prediction just the other day. I think he's going to go down as one of the greatest presidents in U.S. history. We'll see.
We hope so.
We do indeed. Dick, thanks so much for joining me, mate. We'll have you on again, okay?
It's great talking with you, David. Thanks again for all your hard work in the election. I know a lot of people appreciated it.
Great. Okay. Bye-bye.
Okay.
See you, everyone. See you next week here, everyone. Bye-bye. Would you like to change your life? Maybe access your deepest potential? Do you have blocks that hold you back, or long-term issues you haven't been able to resolve? Then Reverse Speech Session Work is for you. With Reverse Speech Session Work, your voice is recorded and then analysed for speech reversals. These reversals will give a detailed look into the unconscious mind and pinpoint precise reasons for current behavioural problems. Then following another recording, a series of metaphoric journeys into the unconscious mind are mapped out and delivered to you. These journeys will change deep unconscious structures and hence current behaviour. Change your life today. Sign up for Reverse Speech Session Work. Go to www.reversespeech.com or call 503-568-7077.
Known worldwide as the most consistently fascinating, informative, and unique program on radio, the Jeff Rense Program can be yours to listen to anytime, anywhere, whenever you want to hear it. For pennies a day, our subscribers can download any of Jeff's thousands of programs featuring a treasury of newsmakers, researchers, eyewitnesses, and incredible subjects, all in MP3 commercial-free, crystal-clear 56-bit digital sound, and take these often unforgettable programs with them wherever they go. As a subscriber, you can also listen live at airtime, online, anywhere in the world, or browse through our archives of over 6,000 hours of legendary broadcasts. Subscribe now by taking the link at the top of Rense.com and enrich your mind with the most unique panorama of vital information and the best independent, honest journalism in radio. Look for the Subscribe Now link on Rense.com and give yourself the knowledge you need for these unprecedented times. You're listening to the Rense Radio Network, nationwide and worldwide on the net and at Rense.com.